easy enough to do. What I say just makes sense. Anyway, hi guys! In regards to these cooking videos, I'm going to start doing them, but I feel like a lot of people are under the impression that I'm a really good cook. I mean, I like to think I am, but I really just follow recipes, and then I try as many recipes as I can, and I learn a lot just by watching the Food Network, reading cookbooks, and trying the recipes. Sometimes I can sit down and figure something out without a recipe, but usually my golden dishes come from a recipe that I have found and tried and loved. Obviously. When I first started cooking, I initially began with recipes that I found online because they come with reviews, and the people that review the recipes online from various sites. People review them on My Recipes, on All Recipes, on Food Network. There's reviews on recipes, and they like to add things that they did that helped them or things that went wrong to help prevent that. You know what I mean? When I first started cooking, really cooking, like, I don't know, a few years back, that's how I started. I don't feel like anyone needs to come learn the ways of the cooking world because all you need is a recipe, and if you can read directions, that's all you need. I have carrots too, but they're not cut and I don't feel like cutting them. It's kind of evolved into this hobby, kind of one of my favorite pastimes is learning about different kinds of dishes and trying them out. I ordered Puerto Rican cookbooks and Greek food cookbooks. I try to find as authentic recipes as I can, and sometimes I have to Google what the ingredients are because I have no idea what they are, and I feel like that's all you really need to do. My husband is deployed and he's not going to be back for a long time, so I feel like I have sort of a head start to try a bunch of things, and then, because I don't mind eating food that isn't tasty. If it's tolerable, I'll totally eat it. I don't waste food. But I don't ever make something that is that horrible because I usually always just follow a recipe and that's always edible. If I don't love it, I'll just never ever try the recipe again, and I will note that to never try it again. The recipes that I do love, I'll write them on an index card and put them in my little winners box. Here's what I'm getting at. At the end of this, I'm going to show you a recipe that my grandmother gave my mom, that my mom gave me, and it's the only salad dressing that I love. And I don't remember if I ever showed it to you guys, but I'm going to make it at the end of this. And my mom took a picture of the old index card. Anyway, I'm going to share that recipe at the end, and I love this dressing. It's the only one I use. It's kind of on the more runny side, a watery type, but those are the kind of dressings I prefer because I don't like the thick dressings because you end up eating more of it to let it coat all of the leaves. So if it's very runny, I just shake. That's how I eat salad. I have to have it in a Tupperware that has a lid or something that I can just shake it up in. Otherwise you end up eating a ton of dressing if you just put it all on top, eat your salad, and then put more when your leaves don't have any more dressing, you know? So a thin coat of the thin dressing, and then you shake it up and it's coated all the leaves and it's just enough flavor, and I think it's healthy enough because of the small amount that I do use, and it's not fat. Well, there's honey in it, but I mean there's not, so that's the sugar, but there's not like fat, you know what I mean, like mayonnaise and Thousand Island and ranch, and I've always disliked those kinds of dressings. I mean, I'll tolerate them if there's nothing else, but I typically like this one. Anyway, so here's my idea for cooking videos. I don't know why I just did that to my nose. My idea is, because I'm sort of in this rush against time to try to make all of these magnificent recipes and compile a go-to for when my husband comes back. I prefer not to serve food that tastes bad. So I want to test all of these recipes in a ton of my cookbooks and save the ones that are really worth making again. I've made several that I've just eaten and been like, okay, I'm probably never going to make that again, and I'll just move on from there. Because you guys want recipes and you want me to cook and stuff, I feel like I can't do that right now because a lot of the things that I make I've never made before, and sometimes they don't turn out. But then I had an idea, like, if you guys want to see cooking videos, how about I try these recipes and share that with you? If you guys like that idea, me just trying out a ton of recipes, even if it's good or bad, I'll make it, I'll do the video, show you how to make it, share with you the recipe, and then at the end I will taste it and let you know my honest opinion, though that would kind of be hard to do because not all of our tastes are the same. Some of you might love the things I happened upon and I might dislike it, you know, but just to give a general idea, I will share my opinion. So that way, if you traverse upon a recipe and you aren't sure the outcome, you can maybe have an idea by watching someone else and learning what they tried. And that's why I like reviews so much, because so many people have tried. And there's something about reviews, I'm talking a lot, there's something about what's new. There's something about reviews that kind of make me wary, because one, I don't know the person, not like because you know me it makes any bit of a difference because you don't know my taste buds, but when I read a review, there's like a lot of good reviews and then a bad review, but you don't know if that person messed up. The one that wrote the bad review, you don't know if they had the wrong ingredients, you don't know if they were a different elevation and they didn't add enough liquid or too much flour, or you don't know the person that made the bad review and what they did wrong. So if I have it on film, we all know what I did, how I made it, how it came out, and if I liked it or not. So it can give you an idea maybe so that you don't have to waste a bunch of food in trying a recipe that turns out not being so great. So I need a name for this series that I'm going to do, and I think that I'll call it Let Me Try That. And maybe I'll even do an acronym because I'm in the military and we love acronyms, and just the world in general loves acronyms anymore. Let me try that. LTMT. LMT. Let me try that. LMTT. Little dyslexia going on. LMTT. Let me try that. And then I'll have what I'm making. LMTT, colon, and then the dish I'm making. How's that? Let me try that. You guys like that idea? So I'm going to do this slow cooker chicken thigh. It's a honey garlic chicken type situation. And that's what I'm going to do for my first Let Me Try That, or whatever name you guys can think of that is a little bit better than that. Because I'm pretty lame when it comes to that kind of stuff, creativity and naming things. Anyway, let's move on to this dressing, because I just talked for a long time. Okay, so what you need is, you see my bras hanging in the background? I have them drying. I did laundry. Do you guys hang your bras on doorknobs? I do. Vegetable oil, honey, vinegar. My mom's used apple cider vinegar also, and it turns out just fine. And salt and celery seed. So let me show you the index card I have written down. This is how you make it. That's the recipe. I'll also write it in the description down below if you want to copy paste it and save it into a document yourself if you turn out really liking it. Now, the way that I make dressing is I take one of those mixers like this, because I don't waste any dishes, and I just keep it in the fridge. I pour all the crap in there, I shake it up, and I store it in the fridge, and then I just pour it on my salads all the live long day. I don't like wasting dishes, so that's one thing you learn about me. If I pour something in and I take measurements with a teaspoon measuring spoon, I will usually mix it with the measuring spoon just to avoid the dishes. So we're gonna make this, and then it tastes good immediately, but I like when it sets up in the fridge. It gets a little bit thicker because the honey gets cold, and you shake it really well because it'll totally separate and it'll look strange. So shake it up really good and then pour it on your salad. And I leave it, I usually wait a few hours before I have it, because freshly made is not as good as when you make it have the hiccups and then let it sit. Let me move you over here. I know this is unhealthy. I know this is unhealthy, but I love. Okay, the recipe wants half a cup of vegetable. It says vegetable salad oil, but that's just vegetable oil. They wrote things different back then. Half a cup of that. Quarter cup of vinegar. And a quarter cup of honey. I like to spray my measuring spoon when I use honey because it'll slide out better. 1/4 cup of that. I need more honey. Have you guys tried Hey Siri, those of you with iPhones? Because if she's plugged in and you have Hey Siri, you can just yell, Hey Siri, and she'll automatically do things for you. So oftentimes when I'm cooking, I have Siri plugged in to my charger, and then I will yell, Hey Siri, and then she will wake up, and then I'll tell her, make a note, and then she'll say, okay, what do you want it to say? And I'll say, honey. So a lot of times I will make a grocery list with the help of Siri, all just by screaming at her, which is always fun. So we have the honey in there and the oil in there, and now we need 1 teaspoon of salt. That is a tablespoon, so let's not. 1 teaspoon salt. I like using this kind of salt. I get it at Sprouts. I don't know where else you can find it. I'm sure you can find it other places. That's about a teaspoon. I spilled some in there, so. And if you like it to be sweeter, you can add more honey. If you don't like it to be as vinegary, you can add less vinegar. You can completely make this into whatever you like. I need to yell at Siri that I need celery seed also. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon celery seed. I love celery seed. I put it in my chicken pot pie too. It's delicious. It's not enough. 1/2 teaspoon of the delicious seed known as celery seed. Okay. So then I just close my lid. I got these at Sprouts, but I think this is the same brand that you see at GNC. I don't know if they just market it to different people and they sell it, I don't know where, but I really like it because this is kind of hard to snap on, but that lets me know that when I shake things in here, it's not gonna come off. So it snaps on, and I just shake it right up. And I've got a delicious dressing. See how it is pretty liquidy, but when it sits in the fridge, it'll get a little bit thicker. You can always add a little less vinegar and a little more oil if you like it to be thicker, but the consistency for me, like I said, is best because it coats everything and I don't use as much of it, and my salads thus are much healthier. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little recipe, and stay tuned because what I'm going to be making is supposed to be this. I got this from the internet, had lots of good reviews, but I'm going to try it. I've never tried it before, and I will make that into a separate video. Okay? Talk to you guys later. I can't wait to see how this tastes, because it's really easy, and very easy recipes make me weary because every time I've tried something really simple, it turns out being gross. Like, I feel like right now, I feel like I have to slave away in the kitchen all day in order for something to taste good. But that's the impression I'm under. Very few times have I tried something that was easy to make and was thoroughly impressed. Okay? Talk to you guys later. Bye. I'm in Christmas shorts. I usually have an apron on while I'm cooking. I don't know where my apron is. I do know where my apron is. I just don't want to put it on. That's a lie. Oh, okay, alright. So I like to pick a giant bowl to make my salad in because the leaves are fluffy, and this will just make it so that I have a ton of room to stick a ton of stuff. I love these, they're so handy. That'll do. I pre-chop eggs and bell peppers or vegetables or whatever else I like in my salad or anywhere because it's just a convenience factor. So I'll often chop up the bell peppers and put them in my hash browns or salad. I try to eat them any way I can just to incorporate more vegetables into my life. Can't do this. Ugh. Croutons. I don't love them that much. Holy cow. I mean, I do. Like, I obviously can't make salad on camera. I love croutons, don't judge me. only takes a little bit. And then I close it up. And the whole thing is just coated in deliciousness.